Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today let's talk about the month of December 2025, how different transits are going to impact you as per your ascendant and the moon sign. So we are finally reaching to the end of 2025. And December is always intense because we have Sun transiting from Sagittarius. It goes through the galactic center, it goes through the Mula Nakshatra, and it resets our very cycle. It resets a lot of things in our lives. So, what's happening here? We have so much in Scorpio and Sagittarius. There is Venus, Mercury in Scorpio, and later on in December, they will join Sun, Mars in Sagittarius. We do have a new moon in Sagittarius this month and a full moon in Taurus as well. Let's talk about all of this and what are we missing? Of course, Jupiter going back into Gemini. We'll talk about that as well. So let's see how these transits are impacting you. Of course, it's intense, but also it's a time to let go things, release all the tensions, all the struggles, all that difficult emotions, and relax yourself. So it's somehow intense, but very liberating as well. Hey Aries, let's talk about what moon is bringing for you in December. See, you have a full moon in Taurus in your second house and a new moon in Sagittarius in your ninth house. So the full moon is bringing more love, more emotional compatibility in your family life, in your connections, it enhancing certain areas of life in a very nourishing way. So it brings love, it brings more value, it brings more stability in your finances, in your family life. So moon is bringing a great blessing. And then since it's a new moon in the ninth house in Sagittarius, so it also awakens you. It really helps you to have a higher perspective in life regarding any challenge, any problem you're going through. Your mind will be more positive. There's a shift. You're overcoming some kind of a very shadow aspect of your own behavior or a certain habit. So overcoming a big block in a very positive way. So that awakening comes from the new moon in Sagittarius. Now, the major focus of planets is in your 8th and the ninth house, where we have Venus and Mercury in Scorpio in the 8th house. In the ninth house, we have Sun, Mars, and even Venus, which will join your ninth house after 20th December. So, what's happening with the Venus and Mercury, especially in the 8th house? This is going to bring sudden surprise in your life with respect to your finances, especially if you're someone who is into business or any kind of work which is handled by you. You're responsible for a certain, like maybe if it's a job, not a business, you're responsible for a certain department. It really sharpens your insight. It really sharpens your capacity to focus. So sudden success, sudden growth happens for you. Because Venus Mercury together do have the potential to bring a lot of success, and it comes in a very sudden manner. And also, since the sun is leaving your 8th house, it is going into the ninth house. So sun also brings victory. Sun brings great opportunities. It brings success. It brings support of people in your life. So these are the gifts for December. The challenge for December, since you have Venus Mercury in the 8th house, it can be a bit emotional, very emotional, in a certain relationship or marriage or romantic connection, or maybe there's certain connection in your life, a friendship which is going through difficulties, because this very placement in the eighth house is that the rage or the intensity of the connection or heavy emotions kind of overpower the ability to communicate. So instead of resolving things, it brings resentment, it brings anger, it brings intense emotions. So do not act with these emotions, do not act with these kind of uh, I would say very deep emotions. So you have to take care of how you communicate, because Mercury, being the third lord in Scorpio in the eighth house, can lead to a lot of communication challenges, especially where there was love at one point of time. You have Jupiter returning back to the third house, um, which is Jupiter in Gemini. So Jupiter here shows that the efforts you're going to make, whatever you're communicating about yourself, it will bring you success. This is the Jupiter's re-entry into the third house, and Jupiter in your chart is the 12th lord. So a very good time to put your ideas out there. Do not be shy, do not hesitate. Put your ideas out there, focus on your work. Jupiter brings a very positive approach towards your work, your decisions, your courage, and Jupiter will be having Sun opposite to it in the ninth house, and the Mars, great friends together. So it really strengthens you, it really supports you to move forward, make good decisions, courageous decisions. There is success, there is luck out there for you. But the only struggle I see is the Venus Mercury in Scorpio, which kind of challenges you in certain matters, which is about, the passion, the intensity, the chemistry between you and a loved one, a partner. It fluctuates, the communication fluctuates. So the very ending of for you for the ending of 2025 is a big transformation. Like you're thinking more positively towards life, planning and creating new strategies for your journey. For Taurus, there's a beautiful full moon in the first house this month. So your entire focus is on celebrating life, keeping your loved ones close, and celebrating maybe a certain event, or visiting your family, or spending time with your family, grooming yourself beautifully, taking care of how you look, how you take care of your health as well. So it is more of a self focus in December. And then there is a new moon in Sagittarius in the eighth house, which is all about cleansing of all the clutter, all the unimportant things in your life, whether it's people, whether it's the clutter, whether it's emotions. A lot of cleansing happens for you. Anything which you're constantly trying to force to happen, you're trying to make things happen in a certain area of life. Now you will have the realization that you're getting dragged into a place which is absolutely difficult. It's not bringing or yielding anything for you right now. So that release happens for you with the new moon in the eighth house this month. Now, Jupiter returning to your second house in Gemini, which kind of puts a great emphasis on how you work along with your resources and your money, because Jupiter is also the 11th lord. So 11th lord transiting from second, it enhances your growth with respect to your wealth, finances. It enhances the capacity to improve the quality of life. But the Jupiter can show that your major energy, your that mental energy is getting drained into the family life, or the matters of family life, or matters of love and companionship or business, because Jupiter's dispositor Mercury will be in Scorpio in the seventh house throughout this month. In the eighth house, sorry, in the seventh house in Scorpio. And also we have Venus in Scorpio along with Mercury, which is your Venus is the first lord. So it's along with the Mercury in the seventh house. Venus will be in your seventh house till 20th December. And this shows a lot of chemistry, a lot of passion in love, in romance, in partnership, but also it shows for some people it could be very intense struggle as well, like something drains you, or the partnerships, the business, or someone specific in your life is draining your energy. So that's why the sun in the eighth house is about a pause. In December, sun goes to your eighth house, 12th lord Mars goes into eighth house. This is about a pause in your journey in December, taking a break from people, taking break from very heavy work, intense work, and just focus on your energy. Conserving and protecting your energy is very significant. Maybe you are in the eyes of a lot of people, and energetically also you get drained because of how they look at you, they envy you secretly. So this is about self protection, and sun is ruling over the fourth house. So in your life, the sun rules over the emotions, it rules over your mind as well. So it going into the eighth house with Mars is, don't take any major decision right now. If you take any decision out of impulse, then it will backfire, it will create more problems for you. People who are in authority, you may have some struggles with them. So take care of, make sure you don't make big decisions at this time. There's major focus on grooming yourself, taking care of yourself, and also creating healthy boundaries. Only investing your time into the connections which bring value to you, that are important to you. Not everyone deserves your time, so that is a very big thing for Taurus. The overall energy for Taurus is finding happiness in your very own company and with your loved ones. For Gemini, Jupiter coming back to your first house. So, this is the very significant phase of your ideas. Your mind is full of wonderful ideas, whether you are in a creative work, whether you are in some kind of business, any kind of job. Jupiter brings success, Jupiter brings hope, Jupiter brings this observation of everything around you. You have very sharp intellect, you have brilliant ideas. Jupiter helps you to see the world in a different way. Through the world, through the observations, you will learn what exactly you need to do to find even more better success for yourself. Like almost 10 steps ahead from others. Jupiter enhances the intellectual power of yours. Jupiter brings a lot of knowledge. For Gemini, knowledge, your learning is your greatest wealth, how you quickly learn things. So Jupiter enhances your power, but Jupiter also makes you overthink about life, especially about your responsibilities and the career, because we have Saturn in the sign of Jupiter in the 10th house. So a lot of overthinking is happening, over analyzing is happening. So that may continue for you. But Jupiter, if you focus on the bright things, Jupiter brings wonderful ideas. Take a notebook, write it down with respect to your work, with respect to your personal life. There's a lot of guidance which comes to you through your intuition also, because we have a full moon in Taurus in the 12th house for you. It's not bad, but it is about learning to spend time by yourself, learning to focus on all the good things which you truly love and enjoy, but being in solitude, focusing on your life, focusing on your mind, taking care of your mental and emotional well being. This is what Moon is bringing for you. If you kind of depend on someone else or something, other things to feel happy, this Moon can be difficult. So it's about celebration of self. We have a new moon in Sagittarius, which is happening in the 7th house this month. So it shows a lot of intensity with respect to the matters of love or marriage or relationship. It could be revealing of a certain truth. Something is being revealed in a connection, or it could be that you have learned a very significant thing about your relationship. Where do you stand in this connection? What else you can do to overpower that weakness or challenge? So it's like you are in some kind of recovery phase, and then you're starting all again. It could be business, it could be a partnership, it could be, again, that some revelation, some truth is being witnessed by you regarding someone else who was important to you. But also in the seventh house, we have Sun and Mars. So, Sun Mars increases your capacity to be out there in this world and do your work, your profession, your talents, your overall personality. You're certainly in limelight, you're certainly getting popular because of your work. You are putting your energy out there. With the new moon in the seventh house as well, your entire energy, your entire work goes out there for the people. You're doing things for others, you're giving things to other people. That's why with the full moon, how this month starts with the full moon in the 12th house, it's like recharging your battery, recharging yourself, so that the 7th house activities can be done, where you're reflecting your light to the world, you're giving your work, your commitments to the people, and it certainly brings success and popularity for you. The Mars and the new moon energy in the seventh house is a bit challenging in the personal connections, especially in love or partnerships. Otherwise, with success, it gives you a lot of success. Uh, um, the seventh house is giving you a lot of shine and glow as well. Then the sixth house is occupied by Venus and Mercury in Scorpio. Mercury is your first lord, Venus is the fifth lord. So it's kind of good, having these two lords together, but it's in the sixth house, so it gives you the capacity to overcome obstacles in a great way. Any place where there is excessive competition, there was resentment, there were challenges, instead of drowning in those challenges and becoming your own enemy, use this energy beautifully to overcome challenges through your talents, through your creativity, through your great thinking capacity. For Cancer, we have a full moon in Taurus, which is happening in your 11th house. And the moon is the very essence of your life, of your personality, because you're ruled by moon. So a full moon in the 11th house is about fulfillment of desires, fulfillment of what you want right now in life. Moon helps you to get the reward of your hard work, the reward of the entire work you were doing. So for Cancer, this year ends with some kind of achievement, some kind of reward which you truly deserve, and people really treating you with respect and giving value to your work. Jupiter reaches to Gemini again. It goes back into the 12th house. And Jupiter is your ninth lord. It greatly rules over your luck. It greatly rules over your health as well, sixth lord. So Jupiter again shows some challenges with respect to health, or it's not about even health, it's about thinking about life. Where am I going in life? Jupiter is the life force, and it feels a little lost in the 12th house because instead of thinking about the practical things, practical solutions, always the mind analyzing about what can be done, what will happen, the Jupiter in the 12th house is kind of focusing on your mind, focusing on your spiritual work, focusing on your inner self. It's like realignment of the very inner compass, the inner wisdom. So Jupiter in this 12th house, again it goes back to the 12th house from your first house. It is about activating the wisdom, activating your very spiritual energy, how to navigate through life. Not always you have to focus on the competition, the struggles, and trying to fit into places. So Jupiter kind of wants you to do that. New moon in Sagittarius, which is happening in the sixth house, this is about, again, you need to be very focused towards health. And if you're dealing with a lot of competition, it's certainly very unhealthy competition, unhealthy criticism, where you don't have to completely change yourself. You have to realize how unhealthy is that, or how unjustified that competition or that criticism could be. Again, it activates your wisdom, it activates your knowledge about self. So you're overcoming the blocks which you have for your own self. Your own mind have created certain blocks, belief systems. You have to get rid of that. Then we also have the Sun and Mars in your sixth house in Sagittarius, where Mars rules over career and the Sun rules over finances and family. So they're the 10th lord and also your fifth lord are together in the sixth house. So Sun helps in overcoming competition. Sun and Mars really enhances your courage over here. It enhances the ability to work and get rid of any financial debt you have. You're working towards removing a certain debt, getting rid of a certain tie. It could be dealing with some person. You're resolving your matter with that person. Maybe it's financial debt. Maybe there are health issues. So resolving something, resolving a knot in your journey. So Sun and Mars really enhances your energy, your courage, your power to remove these things and to confront life, confront situations. You need to confront something in December. So you have the power, you're blessed with the power to confront these things and overcome these obstacles. In the fifth house, which is very significant with respect to your skills, intelligence, and emotional stability, we have Mercury, Venus in Scorpio. It gives a great push to your talents, to your skill set, the ability to dive deeper into your skill set, to do things wonderfully, way better than others. Your communication gets more refined, more strong, I would say, because Mercury rules over your communication and your thinking, the 12th and the third lord. So you may get a bit intense in how you speak. You may have strong way of communication with people, and some people may get offended. With respect to love, romance, this can bring instant connection, instant liking, instant attraction as well. So romantically, it shows finding someone new or getting into very intense connection very quickly at this time. For Leo, in the month of December, you have a full moon in Taurus in your 10th house, and the moon really helps you to accomplish something. It could be completion of a project, it could be completion of a certain work you are doing, irrespective of even your profession. If you're trying to accomplish something, you're trying to create discipline in a certain aspect of life, moon kind of helps you to align with that work, to get into full function in doing a certain work. Moon rules over your subconscious, it rules your 12th house. So it's like training your mind, guiding your mind to do certain things, to act in a certain way. So it shows you're working towards the strength of your mind, your emotions. You are completing things properly. Anything in your life, you want it to be stable and you're taking constant efforts towards it. That stability comes with the moon. How you're focusing on it, how you're taking care of it, how dedicated you are. The moon helps you to align beautifully. So moon brings success, which is about accomplishment of your work, whatever you're trying to do right now. And moon also brings a certain reward or appreciation at the work front, being rewarded for the work you are doing. And then we have a new moon in Sagittarius this month, which is happening in the fifth house. So the new moon in the fifth house shows that there's something about your life which you are reinitiating, something which was long ago, it went out of focus and you were nervous to do that again. Maybe it's about starting something again. It could be a new project. It could be again connecting to a certain hobby, or it could be certain people in your life. There's a reinitiation which comes from the fifth house with the new moon, because this is the house of happiness and you want to go back to the things which really make you happy, or you're focusing more on your happiness right now. And also we have Sun Mars in the fifth house in Sagittarius this month. So Sun and Mars really helps you to be very active, very focused towards life. And you're not just doing things for the sake of doing, you're doing it with positivity, joy, and a full focus and a lot of courage. So, Sun Mars enhances every aspect of life, doing things with a lot of confidence, power, and a lot of courage as well. And you may even socialize a lot in this month, meeting important friends and people, maybe because of the business as well. So it brings a lot of interactions for you. And we have Venus and Mercury in the fourth house in Scorpio this month. So the fourth house having the third and the 11th lord together in the fourth house, this shows there are certain interactions from past, people revisiting from past with respect to friendships, with respect to love, certain known connections, you're meeting them after a long time, people trying to come back into your journey. You have to be careful. Fourth house is about emotions, and since this is ruled by Scorpio, it is about being very selective in opening up to the world and people. Also, the very, because this is also the house of mind, so the mind definitely carries certain memories, certain emotions, certain experiences, which makes you very volatile. It makes you a bit angry, or it makes you a bit very intense, how you react to certain things and certain people, because fourth house is how safe you feel in life, how safe you feel at the current moment. So Venus, Mercury in Scorpio is intense. It shows how you were being treated, how you are being loved, and how you react to things because of those memories and what your mind is retaining. So it shows a great focus on also your home, your house, purchasing things for your house, purchasing something for yourself as well, taking, renovating something in your house. But it is also about your mind, how your mind reacts to certain situations in a very intense manner. And one thing we forgot to mention is the Jupiter coming back to your 11th house in Gemini for some time. So the Jupiter's return back to the 11th house, where Jupiter is the 8th lord, it kind of shows there are certain times in the career, in the achievement process, things may slow down for you. Not for a very long period of time, but the way you expect a result to happen for you, things may slow down a bit. For Virgo, there's a full moon in Taurus happening in your ninth house, and this is really going to enhance your luck. It enhances the capacity of your mind to focus on the good, to focus on what is truly important for you. It kind of gives you the direction in life. It brings luck, it brings a big focus on your spiritual work as well. So the moon, which is the 11th lord, and it's getting into this beautiful exaltation, and a full moon in the ninth house. So it brings luck. It certainly brings more guidance in your life through divine, through a certain guru or a teacher or any significant person in your life. Moon brings revival for you. And then we have a new moon in Sagittarius happening in your fourth house this month. The new moon in the fourth house is about removing all the unnecessary baggage and emotions out of your life. Here we have in the fourth house, we have Sun and Mars this month. So Sun acts a little weak in the fourth house. And for you, it is the 12th Lord transiting from the fourth house. So it is about keeping the pride, keeping your identity challenges away. Just focus on resting. Don't think a lot about your worth, your identity. Don't think a lot about, someone hurting you. Sun in the fourth house is finding a soft, secure place and resting in that place. And the Mars in the fourth house can bring instant agitation, instant trigger to very small things, because after all, this is the house of the moon. So the transits in the fourth house are not about reacting to things. It is about becoming more softer, more in your comfort zone, taking care of yourself, taking care of the surroundings at the home. And the moon, which is a beautiful full moon in the ninth house, is about wait and see how things turn beautifully for you, how the luck arrives in your life, how you heal and you focus more on the good things of life. So that is a very intense change which is happening for you. Rather than reacting, just finding a safe place and resting, taking care of yourself. Then we have Venus and Mercury in Scorpio, which is happening in your third house. So Mercury is your first lord, and the Venus goes into also the third house. It is the lord of the ninth house. The Venus Mercury kind of enhances the speed of accomplishing your tasks, despite of feeling a bit agitated because of, again, the Sun in the fourth house and the Mars. It shows you are constantly working towards completion of your goals, your work, and it's like you have achieved a certain speed in your work, how you do your things in a very efficient manner. You're doing things very quickly but very efficiently. But this kind of creates struggles in communication. Whatever you're trying to say is not well understood by the people, and what they are saying, you are not getting it at this time. It shows a bit of resentment in love, Venus and Mercury. Venus is love, Mercury is literally the communication, which is so essential in love and connections and family bonds. So it shows heated arguments between you and certain people, because there is maybe misunderstanding. Maybe this is showing that you and the other person fails in understanding each other's opinions or each other's life and the respective journeys. So it leads to clash. It enhances the creative work. It enhances even the analytical work, where you have to do a lot of work or research is being done. So it helps you in profession, it helps you in material pursuits, but it kind of challenges the communication with the people. And the Jupiter returns to Gemini in your 10th house. So Jupiter here shows that still there's a lot to be learned with respect to your profession. You are learning something. You have to update your skill set. You have to do more in order to get the success you want, the achievement you want. For Libra, there's a full moon in Taurus in your 8th house, and this full moon in the 8th house may make you feel a lot excited about something. It may make you a lot nervous about something. The moon kind of touches your deepest emotions. It touches your deepest fears. It touches your deepest desires as well. So the moon in Taurus makes you feel more triggered at this time, but it's not in a bad sense. After all, it's moon in Taurus, it's in exaltation. So this full moon kind of pushes your emotions to rise higher, feeling very intense at this time, but also it brings a certain solution, a resolution in your life. Whatever makes you feel excited, it has been achieved, you will get it. Whatever makes you feel nervous or fearful, you will resolve that issue. That fear will go away. So it's like resolution of those high feelings. So the feelings are literally getting intense for you this month. And also there's a new moon in the third house in Sagittarius. And this is definitely about making you more powerful in your actions, in your efforts, the courage you need to do something. This is going to really bring a lot of cleansing. You're not doing things with a certain voice in your head or the opinions of other people. You're just doing it with great clarity. So that clarity and that courage comes for you with the new moon in the third house. Now, the Venus is your first house ruler. It transits from Scorpio for the maximum time in December. Venus is in Scorpio, and of course later within the same month it goes into Sagittarius as well, but most of the time Venus in Scorpio with Mercury. Second house shows a lot of focus on family life. You can be doing expenditures, buying things for your loved ones, for your family, spending money on yourself as well. So there are expenditures with respect to family and you. It also shows that you might have been saving money for something from a very long time. So that final purchase, the final work is happening for you. So it's about balancing your wealth. There can be extreme of expenditures, or there can be extreme of you trying to save money at this time. It is about major focus on resources and how you use your resources. And with respect to family life, Venus Mercury in Scorpio shows that trying to work along with people with whom you may have some differences, things are very unsaid, people hold grudges as well. So trying to work along with these people to have better communication and have more clarity to talk about life and issues very clearly. So confrontation happens here and resolving those issues may happen for you. And in the third house, we also have Sun and Mars in December. Sun is the 11th lord in your chart, and the Mars is the 7th, as well as it is the second lord. So Mars in your life greatly rules over relationships. It greatly rules over the connection with the people, with the family, with the community, with the marriage. So the Sun and the Mars in the third house shows active participation in the community work, active participation with the people, family, whether it's your partner. There's a lot of interaction. Maybe you're doing things together, you're traveling together, you're working together to do something, maybe a business. But it's about spending a lot of time with people. With respect to work also, Sun, Mars in the third house literally enhances your capacity to do things beautifully, to conduct things beautifully. It enhances your courage, it enhances your positivity and your drive to do things in life. So you're full of energy, you're full of power, and you're very courageous, and you're completing your tasks beautifully. So it kind of brings revival of growth, revival of your strength, revival of looking forward in life. And also the Jupiter goes back to Gemini this month in your ninth house. So it kind of shows that there is some learning which needs to happen. Learning with respect to your skills, some kind of higher education. Jupiter shows going back to school, going back to again learning something so that it will enhance your professional journey. And Jupiter also shows travel or a specific journey happening for you in December. For Scorpio, we have Venus and Mercury in the first house this month. Though Venus will also go into Sagittarius later in December, but for the most of the time, Venus and Mercury in first house in Scorpio. This kind of makes you someone who is very attractive. People will be very drawn towards how you look, how you talk, what are you saying, your opinions. People are very drawn towards you, and maybe you feel more mysterious. They feel you're more mysterious, or simply your looks, the way you talk, the way you interact. You're attracting a lot of people in this month. New connections may also enter into your life. Spending time with loved ones will also happen for you, or maybe spending time with friends is happening for you. The sun will be in the second house, which is your 10th lord. It's along with the Mars, which is ruling over your 6th house and also your first house. So again, spending time with loved ones and family is going to happen. Sun in Mars in the second house also talks about very clear focus on your finances, because your second lord Jupiter is going back to the 8th house in Gemini. So Jupiter will aspect the Sun and Mars in the second house. So great focus on management of your finances. Great focus on also enhancing your work. Sun kind of imparts more value to the work you are doing. If you're looking for a job, or you are already in a workplace, your skills, the value you provide will be appreciated and recognized as well. So sun brings success in work, in your profession. It enhances the finances as well. It strengthens your finances. It shows that maybe there's a major responsibility on you with respect to home and family. You're fulfilling that task with a lot of strength and power. So you're doing things with full courage and power, and there is achievement for you, whatever personal or professional task you have. For Scorpio, we have Ketu and Leo. So there is some dissatisfaction going on for you in life with respect to your responsibilities and work, but Sun brings relief for you. Sun shows that you are worthy and you're doing things in a right way. And then we also have a new moon in the second house. So new moon in the second house in Sagittarius is about realization of the value you are imparting in the lives of other people. Because sometimes it's all about you doing things and not realizing how important you are or how much you are giving. So the new moon focuses on the realization of that. The new moon in the second house could be that someone needs you deeply in the family. Someone needs you, your help or your responsibility. And as Jupiter returns back to the 8th house in Gemini, it could be a period of confusion for you, or it could be a period where you have to focus on your health in a great way. Jupiter is the very life force, as I always say. And when the life force is in Gemini in the 8th house, it is about that sometimes we overthink, sometimes we overanalyze, and we destroy our energy. We destroy our positivity and our focus. So over analyzing things may happen for you. So you have to take care of your health as well. And the other transits are very same. You have a full moon in the 7th house in Taurus in this month. So full moon brings the reward for your work. It brings a lot of appreciation and value from others as well. Whatever you are giving out in this world, you will be valued and respected. The moon shows more emotional bonding between you and your loved ones, especially in romance, especially in a partnership. Moon shows restoring the love and the value of that connection, or celebrating your journey, your life with someone specific. Moon shows success in the business as well. So for Scorpio, the very first house occupied by Venus and Mercury, in the Scorpio sign itself is about taking care of your emotions, not reacting to things very quickly. It is about restoring the love you have, the very energy you have, your physical energy, your love, your creativity, trying to restore it, trying to use it in a wise way rather than wasting it on the wrong people and situations. For Sagittarius, a lot is happening in your first house in December. We have Sun, Mars in Sagittarius, and later in December, we also have Venus and Mercury joining these planets in the sign of Sagittarius. So many planets going through the galactic center, which is Mula Nakshatra, all happening in the first house. This is the time when it can be intense for Sagittarius because there's so many realizations, so many aspects of life. You have learned something, you have become wiser, but also there's a very intense energy of why I went through these things, why I suffered, or why this was so difficult for me. Because again, whatever you have learned, it brought you to the center, it brought you much closer to your soul, much closer to more knowledge and more power to you. So, big realizations happening for Sagittarius. It can be very emotional for you at this time. It could also be about a great release of these heavy emotions, which could be about traveling to a different place, going on this journey to a new place and exploring new things. For some people, it could be learning, reading books, doing something which you truly like in life. So, to release these heavy emotions will happen for you. A lot of realizations will happen, a lot of understanding will happen why this person behaved in this way, because you're also realizing the intentions of people. If you see Venus, Mercury in Scorpio for December, you have these two planets. For the most of the time, they are in Scorpio in your 12th house. So, a lot of realization with respect to the people around you, whether it's your business matters, your work matters, or it could be relationship or family life. There's a lot of realization and also very intense feelings. Venus in Scorpio is a very intense feeling of love for someone. It could be also about resentment regarding someone. So, a lot of intensity in the 12th house and the first house, but also release of these emotions will happen for you. Releasing that anger or the trigger you have. And also, we have a new moon in the first house for you in Sagittarius in December. So, that new moon helps you to remove all kinds of tensions, all kind of heavy emotions, and to reset your life. It's a reset happening in your journey, reset with respect to your energy, your strength, your focus in life. So it's like a reset, a realigning in life towards more positivity and releasing the old things for you. And it's healthy for you to release these things. And a full moon in Taurus in the sixth house. This helps you to focus a lot on your health. It revives your health, focuses on you focusing on the good habits, aligning with good habits. Moon shows overcoming a lot of obstacles, not just the physical obstacles out there, maybe work, maybe your health, but also it is about overcoming the emotional blocks, a certain mindset, how your mind is tuned in a certain way and you find it very hard to overcome that pattern or that thinking. The moon helps you to get rid of those blocks, internal blocks as well. Moon helps you to overcome any kind of financial struggle. Repaying of a certain debt may happen for you. So moon helps you to fight any kind of challenge, to get things done, to complete things so that you can focus on the next chapter of your life. And Jupiter comes back to Gemini in the seventh house. So entire focus is also on how you connect with the world. What are you offering to the world through your business, through your work, maybe in your partnership, in your marriage. So Jupiter shows a lot of communication and a lot of give and take. Basic work is to learn how to be with people, how to interact with people. It could be a business deal, it could be a relationship. So, knowing how to communicate and work along with someone is what the Jupiter is teaching you right now. For Capricorn, there are a lot of planets in the 12th house this month. The ending of 2025 ends with the 12th house energy. We will be having Sun Mars in the 12th house for most of the time, but also Venus and Mercury will join the 12th house later in December. So, what are you doing with so many 12th house transits? It is about rearranging your life, your mindset. Like how in your house every corner, every place is assigned to something, everything is arranged in a certain way. In the same way, you are reorganizing your very mind, your memories, your experiences, thinking a lot about what happened this year, relating it to the previous experiences. So you're trying to make sense of where you are in life. What are you doing with life? And where do you want to go in life? It's like clearing your mind, clearing or organizing your mind. This is important. Let's just focus on this. This is not important, so let it be on the side. So it's all about organizing your mind, your mindset, your emotions, and kind of dealing with what happened in the past, resolving it in your mind, giving it a closure, and then preparing for something new for the next year. So a lot of mental work, emotional work happens for Capricorn. And also with respect to career, your profession, your path, this shows that you are in the state of completing things and also finding rest for yourself. Venus, which is the planet of career for you, it transits for most of the time in the 11th house in December. So the Venus brings unexpected rewards. Here, Venus and Mercury are together in Scorpio in the 11th house. Unexpected rewards in your career, unexpected growth in income or profits or finances. This can make you overthink about how the world sees you and your work. That is the very intensity of Scorpio. And then you have Venus, Mercury here. Too much of thinking about your problems or how you will overcome those issues, but how the world views my work, how the world views me, how the world views me through my success. So that makes you conscious. But with respect to finance, it really helps you. It brings unexpected growth, exponential growth as well. But there are people who are secretly jealous, and you may get aware of them in this particular month, getting aware of people who are very nasty in your life. So that may bring some disappointment. Otherwise, it brings success. The 11th house is bringing success. And since we have the Sun Mars in the 12th house, and then later the Venus Mercury joins, it can lead to also, like, on one hand there is gain, on the other hand there are a lot of expenditures you might be doing with respect to your health, with respect to your family life, with respect to maybe you just want to travel, you want to go on this long distant journey, so you are doing that. So there are expenditures, and you're also trying to manage your finances. So a lot of work, which is not external, it's all inner work, figuring out your life, figuring out things. That is the energy for Capricorn. And then there is a full moon in Taurus in the fifth house, which is bringing a lot of joy, reasons to be happy, finding happiness in everything, finding happiness and joy in whatever you do in life, finding excuses to celebrate your life. I think that is a very light-hearted energy the moon is bringing for you. Spending time with friends, loved ones, family will happen for you. Enjoying good food will happen for you. Rahu can always lead to overindulgence right now in your second house. But also, the new moon in the 12th house is showing rise again, revive your energy. You need to work in seclusion for a while. Embrace the solitude, because it is here to make you regain your energy. It's here to help you to figure out what to do with your journey, where to go, what's the next step in your life. And the Jupiter returns to Gemini this month, which is your sixth house. And it is about overthinking, and then your health is being impacted. So, health needs a lot of focus. Jupiter in the sixth house is also about, again, worrying a bit about finances at this time, worrying about your financial stability. So, it's all about using your wealth very consciously, very focused towards how you balance your finances. For Aquarius, there's a lot happening in your 11th house. We have Sun and Mars here in Sagittarius, and later in December, Venus and Mercury will also join the 11th house, the 11th house planets. So, the 11th house is kind of saying to you that you are meant for success, you are meant for achievements. You don't have to bend in front of anyone, you don't have to fear anyone's authority. The right things will align for you. It gives you a lot of power to overcome obstacles or competition or any kind of very intense comparing, like how people at workplace might be comparing you to someone, or maybe in your personal life, maybe your partner is comparing you with something or someone, or your success is being compared with something or someone. So you are overcoming that block of comparison. You are tuning with your very own energy. See, Sun in the 11th house is difficult because it kind of impacts the friendships, the connections, and the contacts. And you start feeling less in front of others. But the Mars entry in the 11th house kind of strengthens you. It enhances your courage, it enhances to retain your power and your individuality. So it certainly brings success. It brings some kind of gain. You overcome a block. If someone senior or authoritative is kind of blocking you, you will overcome that block at this time. And in the 10th house of career and your work and your commitments and responsibilities, we have Venus and Mercury in Scorpio for the entire December. So, Venus Mercury in Scorpio shows that the situation at the work front or in general in your lives, the situations are as such that you are doing brilliantly, you're doing your work brilliantly, but you're heavily judged, or you know that people are talking behind your back, or people are very insecure of your success. You are also getting insecure because you feel that people are kind of talking behind your back, and they are very insecure because they see you moving forward in life, or they see the talent in you, they see the potential. Sometimes we fail to see our potential, but others know it, and that's why they kind of treat us in a difficult way. So you are kind of polishing yourself, and you're overcoming the judgment of other people. Venus blesses you with a very quick energy of prosperity, ninth lord transiting from 10th house, overcoming a big hurdle, and the luck appears in your life. So, Venus Mercury helps you to go forward in your career, in general, your life, overcoming that competition, the silent competition which you are dealing with. And also, you see that the Venus and Mercury are respectively ruling the ninth and the fifth house. So, they transit from 10th house. This is really boosting your career path. A sudden jump in your professional journey, successful jump, is happening for you. Any kind of obstacle, any kind of stagnant energy you were experiencing will start resolving from here this month onwards. We have a full moon in Taurus in your fourth house, which brings a sense of comfort, healing, and peace for you. Something about your home, something about you meeting your loved ones, your family, it kind of softens everything. It makes you feel comfortable. It brings the rest you need at this time. Spending money on luxury, spending money on the things you want in life, which bring comfort, will happen for you. And then we also have a new moon, which is happening in the 11th house this month in Sagittarius. This is about realizing your power, realizing that if you want to create something, if you want to do something in life, you can definitely achieve it. It brings the reward, the success, the achievement you deserve. But it also shows the reality of difficult people in your life, how certain people who claim to be friends are not that great friends. And Jupiter in Gemini in the fifth house, again, Jupiter returning to the fifth house, it kind of takes your entire focus towards your skill set. Learning something new, improving your skill set is happening. For Pisces, you have Sun and Mars in the 10th house in Sagittarius. And later in December, we also have Venus and Mercury joining these planets in the 10th house. But for maximum time, we have Venus and Mercury in the 9th house in Scorpio. So, Sun and Mars majorly in the 10th house, it shows overcoming any kind of block in the career path. And this block is mainly because of your belief system that I cannot do this or do that, or it is the narrative of other people which kind of creates identity crisis. You're overcoming identity crisis, you're overcoming any block in the career. Sun gives you a lot of success. Mars is also giving you a lot of success financially. Also, there's prosperity in your life. So it elevates your power, it elevates your success, it elevates your confidence as well. And also, there's a new moon happening in the 10th house in Sagittarius. So, a new moon in the 10th house literally means um, there is something new out there for you, a new project, a new work, a new responsibility, or a new way of doing things. In general, irrespective of work, also, Sun Mars in the 10th house elevates your power and your strength. It makes you more positive towards life. And the new moon in the 10th house in the ninth sign, Sagittarius, is learning something new, opening yourself towards a new perspective of life, a new idea in life, more open to learn, more open to be more wiser in life. So it's a very powerful energy. And we also have a full moon in Taurus in the third house, which really enhances your communication with people, your loved ones, resolving the issues. It really helps in your financial decisions as well. So, moon enhances your emotions, it strengthens your mind. So, the capacity to confront people, talk to them, communicate with them gets better for you. There can be some differences because third house is the house of Mercury. Officially, this is the house of Mercury, and Mercury is with Venus in the ninth house. So there's some times when you may see that you have to confront, you have to say the truth. But Moon in Taurus shows that the capacity to deliver your communication and the truth you want to say is absolutely amazing and wonderful. The stability in how you talk and how you convey things to people. So people will agree to you, people will listen to you. It brings popularity, it shows success in group work or networking as well. And the Jupiter returns to Gemini, that is your fourth house. The return of Jupiter this time is about focusing greatly with respect to your home, focusing over the family bonds, your home, your assets. There could be selling and purchasing, like purchasing work happening for you. Selling something off and purchasing something new will happen. A major deal with respect to house may happen for you. It could be spending more time with family, with loved ones may happen. So Jupiter's re-entry in Gemini in the fourth house is about major shift with respect to your home, your family, and the things you want to purchase or you want to sell with respect to the home things, the things you keep at home, the luxury things or utilities at home. And again, 10th house is very powerful. It brings success for you. It brings overcoming the struggles and the problems. And the Venus Mercury in Scorpio in the ninth house. Over here, you remember that the Venus is also the ruling over the eighth house. So it brings clarity with respect to love or partnerships. It brings a lot of intensity, but clarity and knowing the truth. It reveals the truth. It reveals the true picture in the relationship, in the partnerships or connections. You will see things with more clarity, and it makes you really passionate about life, the ninth house transits. But also it wants you to be aware of certain truths in love, in friendships, in connections. So there is more clarity to you regarding your relationships, and then you move forward in a beautiful way.